it was so easy to do, and I feel so much better about it. And I have like 3 people on that list. If you can't get hold of this person and this person, and I got to tell you, it was so easy. It doesn't ask any, it doesn't. You don't need a social security number or anything like that. It's just name, address, and telephone numbers.
Correct.
Basically that. And the only people who are really going to have access to this too is law enforcement, I guess, and
law enforcement can only use it.
First responders.
Right, and law enforcement can only use it to notify family of a person who's been seriously injured or killed in a traffic crash.
Right.
We're not allowed to use it for any other purposes by rule.
Right. I read the law, and it's not that many pages.
No, it's very simple.
And and he has a legacy. Who is the Burges?
There was
we know David Money. Who's the Burges part?
Steve Burge was killed in an accident on February 12th of 2007, or sometime in February in 2007. Mm-hmm. And then his mom started on it in August.
Okay. And have you met her?
Yes, I have.
Oh, it's too bad we couldn't have gotten her on the show too. Oh, then I really would have been crying. But that now I'm going to say this one way because I really do think this is important. It's Ohio. It's OH or Ohio.
No, it's Ohio.
Ohio, BMV.com.
Correct.
Go there and do the next of kin thing, and I guarantee you will not regret it. You will be much comforted by it. Again, how many people have signed on to this thing so far?
62,667 people.
Wow, that's like 23. That's over 20,000 people a month.
Right. And my biggest goal for doing this was, I know what it did to me. I know what it did to me by not getting to be with David as soon as it happened. And my goal is to help the police officers so us parents can be there, and for never a mom and dad to ever have to hear it over the telephone the way I did.
Right.
That is so cold, and what if I would have been driving? If my husband wouldn't have been home, I would have taken off in my car.
It could have been another accident.
Correct. It was senseless. It is senseless to do it that way. Our hospitals really need to be educated. That you just don't tell somebody over the phone. I could have been there in 35, 40 minutes.
Now, first responders, it's fairly obvious, and I pray that everybody in Champaign County will go on and get this done, because this would be a huge benefit,
yes,
regardless of what county you're in. If there was one very quick message, because we got to go. If there's one thing that you want people to know, what's that one thing, Carl?
Well, first off, obviously, sign up for this. It takes a few minutes. It's very important. It helps us get a hold of you when the unexpected happens, and also to keep that information updated as your life situation changes, marriages, divorces, different things like that. Yeah, keep that information updated so that we can have that updated information when we need it.
OhioBMV.com. And what's one thing? What's the most important thing that we need to know, real quick?
Sign up.
Sign up.
Put it on there, as a mom to other parents, to your children. Make your children do it, and you do it, because that is a mom's worst nightmare, and it's a nightmare I have never woke up from. And do it. Just that it is so important. It is so important, and not only for yourselves, but for the law enforcement agency. They spend hours driving back and forth to home, to home, to home, and it's wasted time.
Right.
It's just do it.
The window open, and I know He's a proud son. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks
I
for
really
having me.
appreciate it. Oh yeah, I want to say, you brought a blanket with it, and we're going to get a shot of it, and I want you to show it. Now, tell us real quick about the blanket. I'm sorry, I'm almost running out of time, but I need to know about the blanket.
My son was in sports. Baseball was his favorite, and so I took all of his t-shirts of all of his sports and I made it into a blanket and I gave it to him for his graduation. He thought it was a computer, and he kept opening this box, and all he kept doing was pulling the material out, and he was like, "There's all my shirts."
This blanket is so heavy. I can understand why he thought it was a computer.
Yes.
Now, we're going to have staff take a nice shot of this and do a pan shot of this, because this blanket's huge and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's made with loving care. Absolutely.
Yes, it was.
And so I don't
He
want
was
to
the
go.
love of my life.
He
We
was
were so close.
He's such a good-looking kid too. And he was on it. Wasn't he going to try out for the Reds?
Yes. He told me that he wanted to make his mom's and grandpa's dream come true. And the week that he was going to go down and talk to the Reds, that Monday, he was killed in this accident. So he's playing for the Reds in heaven with my dad going, "Good job, David."
Well, and like I told Sergeant Hickey here, that was the best team. That's the best Red team already so far
Yes, right.
that I can remember. Okay. Well, that is our program, and I'm sorry we couldn't spend more time. And we'll probably have to have you back on and find out, get a little update on how the website's going. That's our program, and I want to thank both our guests for sharing. And I want to invite you to watch this online at www.urbanaleader.blogspot.com, and you can email your comments to urbanaleader@hotmail.com. We would love to hear from you, and if you'd like to sponsor our program, please use the email address and we'll get right back to you. I want to thank Barry McNeely over at CT Communications and Dale Thompson for all the help that they give us, and the following people for their support.